UK27996. Thank you for my lecturer, Dr. Haiza binti Muhammad Zawawi, because guide me to complete my internship program. I have done my internship program since 6 months at MNZ Watch Associates. For the company background, MNZ Watch Associate located at Seberang Jaya, Pulau Pinang. MNZ Watch Associate is incorporated on 7 November 2008. The main principle of the services is to client are based on professional reputation, high standard ethical and mutual trust. MNZ Watch Associate has more than 10 branches on Malaysia and the headquarters at Shah Alam, Selangor. They also have a 4 associate area Penang. The service provided by a company is business auditing, accounting services, direct tax and tax advisory.
For the organisation chart of MNZ Watch Associates at Penang branch, the partner is headed by Haji Muzammil bin Hafiz, and my manager for Penang branch office is Puan Nurul Hafizah binti Nayan, and the below of manager is have 3 department, which are audit department, tax department and account department. Under audit department, headed by Puan Siti Halijah binti Ismail, and the audit senior 2 is Puan Aini Nuriana binti Abdul Manaf. For the tax department, the headed is Puan Rafiah binti Ramli, and below Puan Rafiah have Cik Nur Shafila binti Ramli. For the account department, it is headed by Siti Masturah binti Abdullah, and we as a trainee conduct by them. The mission and vision for the company MNZ Watch Associates. The vision is to be leading Malaysian accounting firm with global presence by 2030 in accordance with Islam. The mission is we are committed to provide competent and professional services by optimizing our talented human capital and resources, exceeding clients' expectations while creating values to the stakeholders. The objective is to be a leading Malaysian accounting firm.
During my industry training, I have been charged to do account, audit, tax and administrative work. My experience in handling account, I have responsible to prepare account for client. We are using MYOB 7.5 system. We are record based on document prepared by our clients such as payment voucher, bank statement and etc. The total job accounts that I have done is 5 company which are Rosida Trading and Enterprise Sdn Bhd, Nurkasih Holiday and Tower Sdn Bhd, MNZ Marketing Jewelers Sdn Bhd, Yayasan Bertam and Teratak Bersih Sdn Bhd. Besides that, I also prepare account for MNZ Watch Associate. Basically, our process is understanding the nature of business for the company before we record the into account. Other than that, I also assign to casting check and calculate the audit report from our associate. Casting check is the format recheck the audit report and calculate the amount of the financial statement. Okay, my experience in handling audit job. Audit work require me to deal with other people, such as getting information from our company secretary. During the audit, I have learned to do statutory audit. For statutory audit, I have learned to make for yayasan bertam. Statutory audit is part of the audit procedure in order to complete the audit work. I also get experience to visit clients' premise at Kepala Batas. For company El Suhas Sendian Berhad. At there, we are find the document and recheck the client's document and photocopy for our supporting document. Introduction to the issue selected. The main highlighted issue is Good and Services Tax. What is GST? GST is a consumption tax imposed on the sale of goods and services. In some countries, it is called Value Added Tax, VAT. GST is tax replace the current sales tax and service tax in line with the government policy of confirming policy in Afiqah. From my observation during handling clients' account related to GST implementation on their business, I have concluded some of key issues and concerns which have been at the forefront for business operators. The first issue is input tax credit refund delay. In the first few months following the GST implementation, business were plagued with fairly lengthy delays in the refund process, with some input tax credit refund taking up to 3 months to be processed. The customs had cited errors in GST return from an bank account detail as some of the reason for the delay, as well as necessary verifications and reviews conducted by customs to weed out suspicion of fraudulent claims. Okay, for the second issue is compliance with the price and anti-profiteering Act 2011 (PCAP). Briefly, PCAP was passed in an effort to ease concerns among Malaysia consumers of unreasonable increases in the prices of goods and services following the introduction of GST. Under PCAP, it is an offence for a person to make unreasonable high profit from their sales or services in the course of a trade business. The recommendation is in exercising the broad investigate powers under the PCAP, the Minister of Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Consumers may MDTCC carry out inspection at business premises on a national level, including to follow up on consumer complaints received from the public. Okay, for the fourth issue is issue to avoid pay GST. The person or company's annual sales are more than 500,000 are responsible to register for GST. Persons include an individual, sales proprietor, partnership, company associate, and any other organization including a department or a local authority which is involved in business of making taxable supplies in Malaysia. I will ask the clients whether they had registered with a Royal Malaysian Custom for GST implementation or not. If they was registered their business for GST, they are required to submit GST 03 form together with the list of output and input to us for checking and record keeping purpose. When the company registered the GST, so I as an accountant should be create a GST output and GST paid in the system. Output tax means that GST charged to the customer. Input tax is a GST paid on business purchases and overhead. The company will be allowed to claim input tax. All transactions should be recorded separate at cost and GST. And lastly, check the account transaction for GST paid and GST collected that should be tallied with list of output and input. Basically, all registered companies have to submit their GST 03 form in quarterly basis to customs. From my experience in handling the GST for client's account, client doesn't want to pay more to custom because they want to avoid from pay the GST to custom. Sometimes, the issue will arise when the client claim block input tax such as entertainment for the potential client, upkeep for the personal car, and a medical fee. Okay, the solution for this issue is if the GST 03 form is not tally with our record, we will discuss with the director of the company and advise them what are the best account treatment, whether to follow our purpose account or remain with what they had prepared in their list of output and input. If they agree with ours, they will have to amend the custom GST 03 for their next month claim from custom. But if the opposite, then any issue regarding the GST claim for that particular company in the future will not be held responsible by us. An agreement later will be prepared regarding for the issue. The huge challenges happen when the amounts recorded and registered in their accounts after GST calculation is different with the amount that client declare with custom. In order to resolve this issue, the clients are recommending appointing the professional accountants to check and advise an accounting of financial aspect before GST. The accountant should have a professional skepticism and due diligence regarding this issue. Okay, for the fourth issue is GST bad debt relief and bad debt recovered. Bad debt relief occurs when debts cannot be recovered. We may apply for bad debt relief to recover GST charged but unpaid by customers. After our customers subsequently pay to us, we must repair the relief claim. Bad debt relief must be claimed immediately after the expiry of 6 months. The taxable person must apply in writing for Director General's approval on his attention to claim a later date. Bad debt recovery occurs when the amount, whether full or partial, is recovered from the debtor. The GST previously claimed as bad debt relief must be paid back to the custom proportionate to the amount recovered from the debtor. The condition for claiming bad debt relief are GST has already been paid. The person has not received any payment of or part payment 6 months from the date of supply, or the debtor has become insolvent before the 6 months has cut over and sufficient efforts have been made to recover the debt. Okay, in order to resolve this problem, we will issue the pro forma invoice to our client which are potentially delaying their payment for the services fee. This issue pro forma invoice will become a reference or evidence for any payments made by clients. However, it can be used as a GST documents and not be recorded and classified as output tax until invoice tax was issued. It can solve the problem of debt collection from customers and avoid the burden of the company to pay GST on behalf of the client. Okay, for my additional skill acquired, that will arise my confidence level. Every month, my company have meeting with partners, and at the meeting, every staff and trainee should present their work for their timesheet. When the presentation, I should speak in English, and it is was in arise my confidence level. And the second is arise my communication skill. During I prepare account for client, I have should to follow up with client. I will call the client and follow and meeting with client without help by any people. Okay, in the nutshell, this internship program can give advantages to involved students because we get valuable experience and can use in future. Even though auditing and accounting is very challenging, we can manage our work and do and resolve the problem during auditing and accounting session. The real working environment is not same with student life. The rules in this firm make me more disciplined and responsible. Industrial training is important to students, especially for the accounting student, because to get an experience mostly in audit field work. We also get opportunities to acquire knowledge and experience which is not obtained from classroom. Our manager often gives me advice to us, and her emphasis is teamwork is important. I will use my experience in the future.